They do now adjourn.
The question is, the Assembly do now adjourn. Ms Lauder.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise tonight to pass on a story about a dog attack in Tuggeranong. I think the Minister sometimes thinks I'm exaggerating when I talk about the stories I receive from constituents, and perhaps she doesn't get the same mail that I do. So today, I want to talk about a little dog called Jack, whose owner, Corinna, has contacted me from Monash. And Corinna writes to me, I was out with my two sons at a regular playgroup we attend from 9:30 to 12. As we were leaving, I received a phone call from our real estate agent we were renting that the dogs next door had gotten into our yard and attacked our dog. The status of our dog was unknown, as all other neighbours who heard the incident didn't want to enter our yard, but could see our dog laying on the back porch, not moving. I drove home and called my husband to come straight home as Jack was in trouble. When I returned home, there was a crowd of people out the front of my house, with two people running out of my garage carrying Jack to their car covered in blood. I found out they were animal services. They jumped the fence to get to Jack and got him out via the garage. They asked where to take Jack, and as we've only been living in Canberra for 6 months, I was unsure. They advised there was a vet in our suburb, Monash, and they would take him there. As I spoke with the crowd of people, my neighbours, who we never met until that day, I learned that the three dogs that were next door had dug under the fence and attacked Jack. Then after Jack had no fight left in him, they retreated back into their own yard. The animal services and neighbours had gone into the yard previously to myself getting home and covered up the hole. They advised me not to go into the yard or get the kids out of the car, as the backyard was covered in blood, and they didn't want to scare my 3-year-old or upset myself. The dogs were viciously barking in their own backyard at everyone outside. I did go into the yard with animal services as they took pictures for evidence, and what I saw was devastating. I could see where the dogs had entered under our fence, where my 3-year-old plays. Then they'd cornered Jack down the side of the house, as there was blood all over the fence and ground, and that's where the neighbours had seen the dogs attacking Jack. Then the 3 dogs retreated, and there's a trail where Jack has made it up to the top of the stairs, and he tried to get inside as there were paw prints on the back door and a puddle of blood where he just laid to bleed out. We spent the afternoon making statements with the neighbours to animal services and found out there have been many incidents with the dogs previously to us being there. The vet rang us late in the afternoon and we picked up Jack to bring him home. He had 33 stitches all over his body, 2 drains in his leg. He was in immense pain but happy to see us. We spent the whole following week 24 hours a day at home. My husband took time off work too. We had to carry Jack to go to the toilet outside as he couldn't walk, as his back legs were ripped apart and he was on antibiotics and strong painkillers. My husband and I had to clean his wounds 3 times a day, and we even slept in separate beds to be close to Jack throughout the night. Jack had to go to the vet every 3 days to be monitored. By the end of the second week, Jack's legs were swollen and started to smell. When he went in for a checkup, he was put into emergency surgery. We waited all afternoon and were unsure if he would return. We received the phone call to collect him after hours. We were told he had severe infection from the bites to his legs, that his muscle and tissues in his back right legs were severely damaged and we had to take it day by day. More drains were placed in his legs and he was unable to walk. Checkups were still every 3 days or so at the vet. Jack ended up losing a huge chunk of skin to the inside and outside of his back right leg, and you could see straight through his legs because all the muscle had also died. He also has a small hole in his left leg where all the skin had died. Still, every 3 or so days check up to the vet, all the skin had finished dying and now he had large open wounds to his back legs. But he's getting around on 3 legs and he's a happier dog. Jack had his 3rd surgery on the 24th to have skin flaps placed over the wounds and the smaller ones stitched together. His wounds are looking good. He's becoming the beautiful dog he once was again. He's due to get the stitches out soon and shouldn't need any further surgeries as long as the wounds heal. From the day we moved into the home, the dogs barked and growled constantly at either Jack or us being outside, and it was only a matter of time before someone or something got hurt. I'm just glad it was not my children playing outside on that day.